In 45 minutes, let me take you from start to finish and everything that happens behind the scenes while recreating this epic cut by Natt Jongsala. We don't have time to waste. Let's jump straight into the content, sit back and enjoy. Step 1 is to find the source of the clip. For that, check the credits mentioned in the post and you can see that two tags are mentioned, Luke Belmar and Mike Thurston. Go to YouTube, search for Luke Belmar and Mike Thurston and you will land in a video called A Glitch in the Matrix episode 20. This is the source video which we need to download and edit. Most will give you a resolution up to 720p only. So if you want to get even more clarity, you may need to upscale the clip to increase the quality later. The next step is to find the starting point at which we need to edit the clip. So select the video, come down to the show transcript section here, click on show transcript, and I know that the dialog starts with a word called the number one mistake. So I search for a word called mistake and you will see that at timeline 30 minutes 14 seconds, there is a sentence called what do you think the number one mistake that a lot of entrepreneurs are making. So this is the starting point at which we need to start editing. I have already downloaded the video and added the clip to the Capcut desktop editor. Let's go to 3014 and listen to the dialogue.
Top tier kind of skill set is building and scaling digital businesses.
What do you think is the number one mistake that a lot of these entrepreneurs are making?
So this is the starting point for our edit. Let's put the cursor here and let's edit the piece behind that. Similarly, watch the original video and make the cuts at the right places. So this is a lengthy process. So since I don't want to bore you with that, I have already done the process behind the scenes. Let me delete the lengthy clip and let me unhide the original edited clip. And let's go through it once and listen to it.
What do you think is the number one mistake that a lot of these entrepreneurs are making?
They don't learn the fundamentals. It's so easy, bro. It's so easy to make money. You know this. Online, anybody can go out and make 10 grand a month, literally. But who learns taxes? Who learns budgeting? Who learns human resources? Who learns product and inventory management? Who learns scaling and operation? Who learns systems building? Nobody learns those things because they're the boring parts of the business. And if you don't learn them, you're going to crash. The last thing you want to be is a person that pumps cash but has no ability to retain it.
Seems good. The only point I need to add is that when you are making the edits, make sure that you expand this section, see the waveforms here and edit at the right places. The more you expand here, the easier it becomes for you to watch the waveforms, put the cursor at the right places and then do the editing. Also make sure that there is no empty words or filler words. Delete all of them. What we need to do next is to convert these clips into a vertical format, for which select the ratio and select the 9:16 ratio, which converts the horizontal format into a vertical format. After which we need to align all these clips into a vertical format. Let's expand this clip and let's align it center. One easy way to make sure that two clips align perfectly is to make sure you look at the scale and the position. So here it's 315 and 461. So when you move from one clip to another, you just need to provide the same values which we had before, which is 315 and x-axis to 461. So 315 here and the x value to 461, which will make sure it aligns perfectly. This is the same technique you need to use across all these clips. Let me pause the video, do the steps and come back. I have made changes to all the individual clips. So the first three clips, 1, 2 and 3, they all have the same scale and the position value. And the next all clips are 315 and -882, which spans across all of these clips. Yes, some of the clips would eventually be replaced by a B-roll, but still it's good to have them aligned perfectly so that you can lay them over at a later point of time. Let's play the clip again and watch them now in the vertical format.
What do you think is the number one mistake that a lot of these entrepreneurs are making?
They don't learn the fundamentals. It's so easy, bro. It's so easy to make money. You know this. Online, anybody can go out and make 10 grand a month, literally. But who learns taxes? Who learns budgeting? Who learns human resources? Who learns product and inventory management? Who learns scaling and operation? Who learns systems building? Nobody learns those things because they're the boring parts of the business. And if you don't learn them, you're gonna crash. The last thing you want to be is a person that pumps cash but has no ability to retain it.
Not bad. Now that the clips have been aligned, the next topic that I'm about to discuss is assets. The topic about assets is always a very debatable topic. Personally, I'm not obsessed about getting the same assets, same icon, same font, same color, etc. And my focus is more towards learning the techniques and using it my own way. Whatever stock footages or motion graphics I use for this video is from Motion Array, which is a paid subscription, and I will leave the details of the assets used in the edit below the description. Go through the video and see what all are the assets required, note them down and make sure that you have them before the actual edit starts. This will save you a lot of time and will keep you in the flow. Sometimes when you are editing, you need that continuous flow, and spending 3 hours searching for an asset in between the edit will bring a lot of frustration. Let me show you the folder structure that I usually follow for all the edits. I have one folder for B-rolls, one for BGM, one for images, the actual footage we need to edit, overlays, as well as SFX. Within the B-roll, there is all the B-rolls that needs to be placed on top of our regular clips. The song that needs to be played is placed within the BGM folder. Images, we have a couple of images that needs to be used. Overlays or cash explosions, film burn transitions, dollar bills, all goes into these overlays. And last but not the least, SFX, where there is a lot of small sound effects. And almost everything is taken from Motion Array audio effects. Now that the base setup is done, here comes the fun part. Let's actually start adding all those transitions, animations and graphics on top of it. So in the actual video, it starts by the video being rotoscoped and being placed with a red arrow kind of a video behind the actual subject. So to do that, let's select all these 3 videos. Control C, Control V. Let's make a copy of that. I'm going to create that into a compound clip. Extract the audio, delete it, click the video and go to cutout, select auto cutout. This will automatically cut out the background portion of the subject. Now, if you want to see how it looks like, just hide this particular track and you can see that the subject is here and the background is being dropped out. Let's do some small color grading before proceeding, for which go to the adjustment tab, click on the custom adjustment, drag and drop a custom adjustment layer on top of the video. I do have a few custom LUTs which I have installed. So I'll pick one from that. And if you want more control over the color grading, there are a few options available here within the adjustment option, under which you can tweak any of these values. And if you are using Capcut Pro, it also will give you a color wheel where you can adjust all these shadows, grays, tint and offset based on your needs. Now let's go to the media, and I know that I have imported the B-rolls and the name of the B-roll is red line. So let me bring that in between these 2 clips. Let me expand that so that it fills the background and adjust the position of it.
What do you think is the number one mistake that a lot of these entrepreneurs are making?
Not bad. So if you play it,
What do you think is the number one mistake that a lot of these entrepreneurs are making?
That's fine. And now to bring the titles and subtitles, let's watch the video once. Yeah, if you see, the arrow is around his head. So if you want to tweak it further, select the video, go to basic, increase the size and scale of it so that you align it based on the position of his head.
What do you think is the number one mistake that a lot of these entrepreneurs are making?
Not bad. Now let's add 2 text layers. One and 2. Let's fill it up with entrepreneur biggest mistake. So this one, entrepreneur, and the other one, biggest mistakes. Let me select the entrepreneur font as SQL, and let me also select the text underneath and give it the same font. All right, now let me align it. And let's give the character as 1. Go to glow, set the glow accordingly. Don't want it to be too rough, but then you need to play around with this to get the right value. It's a bit tricky sometimes. I am seeing a pro version here because I do have a Capcut Pro. The other ones will not be having this pro option. And for the biggest mistakes, let me select the color as red. Let me make a copy of that, put it on top, select the bottommost one, go to the animation, go to loop and select pixel bounce.
What do you think is the number one mistake that a lot of these...
So if you hide this, you will see the effect.
What do you think is the number one mistake that...
Take the speed to the full one.
What do you think is the number one mistake that a lot of these entrepreneurs are making?
Not bad. Now I can reduce the opacity slightly on this one.
What do you think is the number one mistake?
And let me bring back the actual text on top. This time, let me select this particular text, go to shadow, adjust the blurriness and distance.
What do you think is the number one mistake that a lot of these entrepreneurs are making? What do you think is the number one mistake that a lot of these entrepreneurs are making?
Not bad. And for the text above, go to the animation, select the typewriter effect.
What do you think is
Adjust the duration.
What do you think is the number one mistake that
That's okay. And for the text at the top, entrepreneur, choose slide up.
What do you think is the number one mistake that a lot of these entrepreneurs are making?
Now all you need is to align the timings of this text. So I want the white text to come up, and once that is done, I want these two animations to start. So let me group these two text together and let me align it so that if I move frame by frame, let the top text come into the frame first and then let the bottom animation start, which is what I want. So if I play it,
What do you think is the number one mistake that a lot of these entrepreneurs are making?
that's fine. Let's proceed watching the rest of the video. Now this is a transition which I don't know from where he is getting. It is somewhere inside this one. I've tried searching that with film burn transitions, punch hole transitions, but I couldn't find the exact piece. So I'll be replacing it with one of my own. So let me add a transition from the Capcut itself. Let me go to Glare 2, which is one of my go-to transitions every time I use something. Let me drag and drop into these clips in between.
They don't learn the
Not bad. Okay, so before that, there is a stock video coming up.
one mistake that a lot of these entrepreneurs.
So the moment he says entrepreneurs, we need to show a stock footage. Let's align the cursor here and adjust all the rest of the clips. And make sure that at this particular point, we have the transition, not here. So small mistake. Let me go to the transitions, drag the glare here. And if I play it,
Entrepreneur.
that's fine. And let me go to the media, pull the video here. I'm looking for the clip or the area where there is more expressions. So if I scrub through it, so this particular section has got more expressions on the subject's face. So let me take that.
Entrepreneurs are making.
Fine. Let me cut it here. Convert this into a compound clip. Go to effects. Drag the DV texture on top of it. Reduce the noise to 0 and play around with the texture till you are happy with these vertical lines. And to make it a bit more better, go to filters, pick any of the dark filters. So since this clip is about reddish, try to pick something which matches the reddish color here so that both clips look alike. So here I am taking, say, a ghost or a pumpkin, drag this on top of that and reduce the strength accordingly. Feel free to pick any of the filters here. It's based on your choice.
These entrepreneurs are making. They don't learn the.
That's fine. And now that we have added the B-roll, we need to shift this piece, the transition from the bottom layer to the top layer for it to be seen.
These entrepreneurs are.
Nice. Now let's go to the next part of the video.
Making. They don't learn the fundamentals. It's so easy. It's so easy to make money.
For the next section,
They don't learn the fundamentals. It's so easy. Bro, it's so easy to make money. You know this online.
so at this point when he says online, I want the money B-roll to be present from this point till this point. So I have actually made a cut here. Let's bring the money B-roll. Before that, let's copy and paste the video, delete the audio part of that, rotoscope this so that we get a background portion. And let's bring this layer on top of the money roll and align this money roll clip accordingly. Let me scale this a bit more and adjust its position. Play around with the opacity layer so that the subject is a bit more prominent than the background.
Fundamentals. It's so easy, bro. It's so easy to make money. You know this online.
Let's have a cut here. And to make the transitions smoother, let's apply a fade in at the start.
It's so
and fade out
online.
Towards the end of it.
It's so easy, bro.
And to make the money more greenish, select the layer, go to adjustment, come down to the green part of it and play around till you are happy with the color of the green you have.
Fundamentals. It's so easy, bro. It's so easy to make money.
Now there is one more small thing that you need to do. Towards the midpoint, put a keyframe. Here, put one towards the end. And slightly scale the video up. Copy this keyframe and paste it towards the bottom layer. And play it and see.
Fundamentals. It's so easy, bro. It's so easy to make money. You know this online.
That's fine. So for the next part of the video, 3 things are happening. Let's play it and see once.
What do you think is the number one mistake that a lot of these entrepreneurs are making?
They don't learn the fundamentals. It's so easy, bro. It's so easy to make money. You know this
Watch here.
online. Anybody.
The image scales back along with the opacity. The money is being thrown from the side and an image is being popped up. And when these 3 things come together, that's where that wow effect happens. So let's see how we can do that. For this particular effect, we need an image and we need to add this mask that masks the eyes, for which let me go to canva.com, select the image you want. I am using a Canva Pro, so I have an option to remove the background. If I click BG remover, it removes the background. Now go to elements, take a shape, align the shape on top of each eyes and select the color as white. Do the same process for all the 4 faces. Click share, download as PNG, select the transparent background and download, and you will get the image and upload it into your editor. For the next scene, note the scale value here and the position value. So 375 and minus 882. Let's bump this to 375 so that this clip starts where this clip has ended. So if you scrub the mouse over, it looks exactly the same. And we need to have a keyframe here and somewhere in the middle. Let's put one more keyframe and bring back the value to 315. So if you play it,
anybody can go out and make 10 grand a month, literally. But who learns taxes?
fine. So along with this, now what we need to do is change the opacity. So put a keyframe here, this at 100, put a keyframe here, lower it to somewhere 60 or 50.
It's online. Anybody can go out and make 10 grand a month, literally.
That's okay. And now let's bring the image. Let me put this image here. Let me align it properly. And let's apply the animation called zoom 1. So this image kinds of push back.
Anybody
Adjust its duration.
Anybody can go out and make 10 grand a month.
Not bad.
Anybody can go out and make 10 grand a month.
Fine. And to wrap this, let's go to our overlays.
Taxes. Who learned?
Select the money overlay and put the money overlay in between our two layers and adjust its size. And also make sure to adjust the green color as per your choice so that the money looks a bit more greenish.
Anybody can go out and make 10 grand a month.
I'm still not happy with the opacity, so let me bring down the opacity a bit.
Anybody can go out and make 10 grand a month.
That's fine.
Anybody can go out and make 10 grand a month. Literally. But who learns?
All right.
Literally. But who learns taxes? Literally.
So let's have this piece till here, here, and here.
Anybody can go out and make 10 grand a month. Literally.
Fine. Now let's proceed with the rest.
Grand a month. Literally. Who learns taxes?
So the next piece is all about putting the right B-rolls. Let me start by bringing the B-roll for the taxes. Align it and make sure that it covers the entire canvas.
Literally. But who learns taxes?
And to make the transition smoother, let's add a fade in.
But who literally, but who learns taxes? Who learns budgeting?
For the budgeting, let's bring in the next B-roll. And always try to choose the most happening piece in the video. Which is this one. So let me trim the video at this point. Trim it.
Who learns human resources?
Human resources. Let's do the same thing. Bring in the clip. Find out the most happening part of the clip. Which is she picking the mobile or telephone. Trim them.
Who learns product and inventory management?
Product and inventory management. Bring in the corresponding clip for that. Align them properly.
Who learns product and inventory management? Who learns scaling and operation?
Scaling and operation. So let me cut here and let me bring in the clip for scaling the operation.
Management. Who learns scaling and operation?
That's okay. Let me trim the clip here.
Who learns systems building?
Systems building. This one. And I know for this particular clip, the portion I want is towards the end. So let me trim the clip here, bring this portion here,
who learns systems building. Nobody learns those.
and let me do a fade out so that it transitions smooth to the next clip.
Building. Systems building. Nobody learns them.
Seems pretty smooth. Let's move to the next clip.
Systems building. Nobody learns those things because they're the boring part.
The moment he says boring in the initial video, there is a jump cut. So if I do this one,
Boring.
let me put a keyframe here and let me move 5 frames forward. And let me put another keyframe here. One important thing to note is that whenever you are zooming in, it's important to have the eye lines aligned. So when I am going to the second keyframe and when I am increasing the scale, always align the eye levels so that the zoom looks smooth.
Those things because they're the boring parts of the business.
That's smooth. And let's come back to the end of the clip. Have a keyframe here, pull it down to 315 and mark the Y to 0 so that we have our clip at the starting point, and this kind of zooms out smoothly. And we need to add one more clip.
Learn them. You're gonna crack.
So we need a clip for this one. Go to media. Expand the clip. Find the happening piece in the clip. Center him.
Don't learn them.
Trim the other portion. Fade in the animation.
You're gonna.
Adjust its duration. And it's out with a fade out. Adjust the duration as well.
Crash. You're gonna crash. The last thing you want to be. Don't learn them. You're gonna crash. The last thing you want to be.
Let's watch the original video once.
If you don't learn them, you're gonna crash. The last thing you want to be.
Alright, so small change here. I don't want to fade out. Instead, I'll be happy to put a transition in between. Let me choose this hologram effect and put it right in between these two clips.
Crash. The last thing you want to be.
That's fine. Now for the concluding part, let me create a copy, extract the audio, delete the audio, rotoscope this particular clip, and let's bring in the overlay for the money. And the moment he says,
Want to be is a person that pumps.
when he says pumps cash, the money should start falling from above.
Is a person that pumps cash but has no ability to retain it.
That's fine.
But has no ability to retain it.
Not bad. So we just need to align the money clip a bit more perfectly.
Person that pumps cash but has no ability to retain it.
So let me trim the rest of the pieces. And
Has no ability to retain it.
that's fine. So this concludes round 1. I'll go through it once again to see if there is any portions that can be improved. The only other change I made was to change the animation of this image from whatever it was before. I removed it, went to animation, combo, and applied zoom 1. So if I play it out,
Line, anybody can go out and make 10 grand a month. literally. But who learned?
So this is the only change from what we had before. And to wrap it up, we need to add an overlay which spans across the reel. And if you notice, this particular section is slightly darkish, which is very helpful when it comes to showing captions as well as images. Let's align this piece properly and let's bring this image on top of that so that it doesn't get cut out. And to make this overlay, head over to Canva, add a shape, change its color to black, gradient, rotate it 90 degrees, expand the top a bit, select this particular color, select the second gradient, turn it to white and change its alpha value to 0 so that this place or this part would be dark and this part would be completely transparent. Download it as a PNG and add it to your project. To add the background music, first we need to know what the background music is. So go to the reel, zoom it up and you can see that the name is Supra. Go to YouTube and figure out the corresponding music, download them and add it to your project. I've already done that. So let me go to the BGM folder, drag and drop the BGM. Let me play it and see.
What do you think is the number one mistake that a lot of these entrepreneurs are making?
They don't learn the fundamentals. It's so easy, bro. It's so easy to make money. You know this. Online, anybody can go out and make 10 grand a month, literally.
It's a bit too high, so let me cut it here and let me just bring down the piece here.
Make 10 grand a month, literally. But who learns taxes? Who learns budgeting? Who learns human resources? Who learns product and inventory management? Who learns scaling and operation? Who learns systems building? Nobody learns those things because they're the boring parts of the business. And if you don't learn them, you're gonna crash. The last thing you want to be is a person that pumps cash but has no ability to retain it.
Let me trim the clip here. And the last thing we need to do is to add SFX on top of this. First, let me play the clip so that you can hear them. Decide yourself if this has elevated the clip from what it was before, and then we'll show you the timeline.
What do you think is the number one mistake that a lot of these entrepreneurs are making?
They don't learn the fundamentals. It's so easy, bro. It's so easy to make money. You know this. Online, anybody can go out and make 10 grand a month, literally. But who learns taxes? Who learns budgeting? Who learns human resources? Who learns product and inventory management? Who learns scaling and operation? Who learns systems building? Nobody learns those things because they're the boring parts of the business. And if you don't learn them, you're gonna crash. The last thing you want to be is a person that pumps cash but has no ability to retain it.
How was that? And now let me show you the timeline. So whatever effects I had, majority of that is from Motion Array. A few is built-in effects in Capcut itself. A few I found from YouTube. Let me show you the individual sound effect. So let's comment the main sound as well as the BGM and let's go through the individual sounds. This is called digital text. If you go to Motion Array and search for digital text under sound effects, you will get them here. This is the camera plus cigarette lighter. I got it from Capcut audio itself. If you go to audio, if you go to music, sound effects and search effects here, you will get it for free. This is called a riser. I got it from a random YouTube search. Deep whoosh, I got it from Capcut sound effects. Digital text is a part of this one. Fast whoosh and cash registers, both I got it from YouTube. Same as fast whoosh. Typewriter. Telephone. Stadium light switch open. This is from Motion Array. All these are digital text effects from Motion Array. Camera shutter from Capcut. Glitch from Motion Array. And cache register from YouTube. I will also provide the names of the sound effects we used in the description box as a reference. It would be very easy to find similar ones from free platforms, YouTube audio library, or search similar ones in Motion Array, Epidemic Sound, Artlist, or something similar. Moving to the last portion, which is the auto captions. Go to Text, Auto Captions, click the Auto Captions button, select the language as English, click on Create, give it a minute. This will create the captions automatically. I know that I don't want the first 2 caption clips, so I have removed that. Let me select the captions. Go to Text, Basic, select Montserrat as my font, provide bold as the style, and if you go to Animation, Captions, Color Zoom is my current favorite. So let's see how it looks like.
They don't learn the fundamental. It's so easy, bro. It's so easy to make money. You know this. Online, anybody can go out and make $10,000 a month. Literally. But who learned?
It looks cool. It provides a good amount of features out of the box, but it is not perfect. If you try to mix languages, it may not understand it well. And also, click on the captions, go to the captions tab, read the captions once because it tend to make mistakes every now and then. For example, in line 2, it says, "It's so easy, bro." I don't think he ever said bro. And they don't lend the fundamentals. It's not lend, it's learn. So you need to make these tweaks manually, but provided that it provides a good amount of features out of the box. As a bonus, let me show you one cool trick. Go to the money splash here, create a compound clip, go to effects, drop in the flash vibration onto it, change the atmosphere color to 100 and adjust the speed accordingly and play it.
Online, anybody can go out and make $10,000 a month. Literally. But who?
It's a bit too much, so adjust the speed.
Online, anybody can go out and make $10,000 a month. Literally. But who learned?
That's a cool effect. This was something that I figured out later after recording the initial sections, so I thought let me add them as a bonus at the end. And a couple more minor changes which I made later. Let me show you. I added the transition which was earlier here. I shifted the position to the top clip so that we get to see the transition better. And I also added a filter on top of our B-rolls to make it a bit more moody. Here I've used the Warlock filter. So if you see here, the B-rolls is a bit more moody. Now that wraps this tutorial. I hope this was helpful. Drop a like if you feel this helped you. Share it with someone who is looking to learn editing and follow for more such tutorials. Thank you and bye-bye.